But in this particular game, and we'll have lots of time to talk about the matchup between the two Patriots and the Seahawks. I want to go back to this game here for a second, because do you guys have any concern about the Seahawks defense? To your point, Matthew Stafford lit them up. Now, there's two caveats here. Number one is that you're right. The Woolen, they get the stop, and then the bad taunting penalty, which keeps that drive alive. So if they don't do that and they get the punt, maybe the final score looks a lot different. And then the second thing here is that, again, they drove down. We can debate whether or not he should have kicked the field goal, but they were whatever, 5 yards away from a touchdown, and on 3rd and 4th down, Stafford just couldn't get it done. But I think any other time he probably does. And then, so my concern is that the great Seahawks defense at home gives up 27 points, easily could have been 34. I'm just curious, do you guys have any concerns about this supposedly vaunted Seahawks defense? Or is this just McVay and Stafford being brilliant?
I think it's more than that, because Matthew Stafford has been the only quarterback that's been able to light up this Seahawks defense like that. And you bring up that 3rd and 4th down where the Rams couldn't get in at the 5-yard line. That's where the Seahawks defense showed that they could step up to the test. And again, you bring up Tariq Woolen. He actually dropped the interception on that play, then had the bad penalty. Had he caught the interception, then had the penalty, they would have just been 15 yards from the spot of that, and the Seahawks still would have had the ball. So they could come up and make plays. I just think it's the Rams offense that's really been humming all year. It's hard to stop an offense when you got a guy like Matthew Stafford throwing 46 regular season touchdowns. I think when you put him in the matchup against the Patriots offense, now we got a whole different thing, because the Patriots offense hasn't been humming. They're not like the Rams offense. They kind of win however you could get it, whether it be their own defense turning the ball over. So I think it'll be a very different matchup for the Seahawks, going from the Rams offense, which is the best and most explosive in the league, to now going to the Patriots offense.
Yeah, I agree there. And I think that the thing too with the Rams that so often doesn't get discussed is that this year they've had arguably the best offensive line in football. The ability to keep Stafford in clean pockets has been so key to everything they do. And I think that for the Seattle defense, everything just compounds, where they don't have this Seattle defense, which generates a ton of pressure. They don't have a Micah Parsons or a Myles Garrett to just absolutely wreck a great offensive line by themselves. And the Rams, the fact that they've been able to block the Seahawks, and Stafford has been so rarely sacked in these 3 matchups, that has been compounded by the fact that Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams have been able to get these matchups against, suspect outside corners. Devin Witherspoon is incredible, but the rest of the cornerback room is not really a strength of the Seahawks. And so I think the fact that Stafford has had time and the receivers have been able to separate quickly, that has been able to, undo this otherwise excellent Seahawks defense. Nick Emmanwori also is incredible as well when he plays corner, but he's not even really a cornerback because he just plays every position. But I think that when there is a weak link in an offense, McDonald is just going to hammer it. The San Francisco, the 49ers, their offense when Purdy has been there, statistically was pretty comparable to what the Rams did this season. And they scored 9 points in 8 quarters against the Seahawks defense. And so I think that this Patriots offense is not going to look remotely like the Rams offense. One, their offensive line is much weaker than LA's, and we saw the havoc that Will Anderson was able to wreak, that the Broncos defense was able to wreak upon the Pats, and also their receivers. They don't have Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. They have Kayshon Boutte. They have Stephon Diggs, Mac Hollins. These guys are not going to separate and destroy the Rams secondary, the Seahawks secondary like the Rams did.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.